Are you looking for more out of your life? Do you need ideas on how to start new businesses and how to move forward in your own personal life? Well, guess what? You have come to the right radio show. At You Can Overcome Anything podcast show, you will learn and hear from many people from all walks of life who are sharing their challenges, their stories, the habits, and the mind shifts they had to overcome to become who they are today. On top, you will get a chance to connect and see how you can overcome anything by networking and learning about your next move through this radio show. I present to you our great speakers at You Can Overcome Anything podcast show with your host, CesarRespino. Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of You Can Overcome Anything podcast show. It is your host, CesarRespino, and today I have a special guest. Her name is Odessa Davis. Hey, Odessa, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I am doing great. I'm excited to have this conversation with you and have the people know more about you and just learn more from you, all right?
Cool.
Cool. So before we dive in, I want to give our listeners and viewers a little bit of your background so they can get to know you a bit more. Odessa Davis is a single mother that went through a long journey to follow her dreams. Her dream at first was to become a chef, but that involved being a business owner. She also advocates for families on the benefits cliff. She has a catering business that offers a variety of services such as catering, personal chef, customized cooking dough, and cooking class. And most recently, she is a #1 bestseller, co-author of this book called You Can Overcome Anything. And so she's done a lot of great things, and that's amazing, right?
Right.
So tell me, like, obviously you had this dream, right? You wanted to be a chef, and it's funny because I read your chapter, and you talk about in your chapter, right, that journey, that how that came about. And so, why don't you tell us a little bit more about who, what were you born? How was your upbringing? Give us more of that content.
Okay, so my parents, I was born in Brooklyn, New York. My parents got divorced when I was young. So my mom became a single mom of 2 kids. And she is my inspiration because she basically tried to work multiple jobs. So she couldn't cook. Like, she didn't learn how to cook. Her husband at the time did all the cooking. So being a single mom, she's like real quick to order. To the point where I got sick of it. I know kids love McDonald's and all those fast food places and fancy restaurants. With me, I got tired of it. I was to the point where it was like, it was so bad. Like, the people that worked there knew our orders, and I was so annoyed with it. I was like, I want to eat. Like, I want to eat at home. Yeah. And so I just like decided to learn how to cook for myself, and that led to becoming a passion. My dad taught me over the phone, by the way. So in the book, it explains more details of how I learned it. But I didn't realize beforehand that I love food. My grandmother on my dad's side cooked every Sunday, and I loved sitting next to the kitchen and watch her cook because she had like 13 kids, and every Sunday she cooked for everybody. And people, like, the kids were like playing Scrabble or something, and the kids my age are all playing video games or other stuff. But me, I was like, I want to play with y'all, but I kind of want to see what grandma's doing. And she was in there with a whole bunch of pots, and I just love watching her do it every Sunday. And she passed away when I was like 13. So I never got to get the secret recipes and stuff. But I did get that inspiration of cooking. So when my mom was like, when I got to that point where I was like, I can't take eating out anymore, I just said, right, let me go ahead and cook for myself. So that's what led me to that.
Well, that's interesting. And I'm curious, like, when you guys order food, like, Because I know back there was like Uber Eats or what was the other one? There's Uber Eats and all these different platforms where you can call and they can drop it off. You didn't have that back then, right?
No, we didn't. It was more of my mom would drive to drive-throughs, or she would send us money and was like, here, I'm leaving out $20, buy something to eat. And I was like, we always ordered from the Chinese restaurant around the corner or the pizza place. And I just like, I'm so tired.
Right. Yeah.
It's right here, and it's like that stove was not being touched, and it was driving me nuts. So
yeah. One thing that comes to mind, even just doing that, being a chef, right, and or at least the idea of liking to cook. I mean, that's not a simple thing as many people might see it. I mean, I don't think it is. I think there's a lot of different things, and I want you to kind of maybe dive in more into that. I think there's a sense of discipline on what you're doing, a sense of knowing and understanding the ingredients, and is it going to taste good, not taste good. Like, there's a lot of dedication that goes into that. And so I think, when you look at, just having the discipline in mind or the attitude, and also understanding that you have to know what you're doing, be dedicated, because and beyond that too, like, I can already picture this. You're cooking for like 10, 15, 20, I don't know how many people. The aftermath, it's a mess. Like, I would love to cook, I don't want to clean, right? And so I think a lot of times that's like life. We have all these things that we're going through, and we got to be disciplined. We need to more or less know our path and how we're going to take it and where we're going to go, and understand that for every great journey, there's going to be an aftermath that we have to be able to overcome. And so I want you to maybe talk to me about all of those things. I think they're kind of, they do coincide.
So for like one part of, like, before I get into that, for everybody to know where I said Odyssey to the dream, I just want everybody to know that Odessa is short for Odyssey. I had to look that up in culinary school.
Yes.
I did go to culinary school and Cordon Bleu, and the chef there asked me to research my name. And I found out my name was short for Odyssey, and Odyssey means long journey. So Odyssey, so it's like long journey to my dream. So
I love it.
Culinary school.
By the way, just before you on that topic, what is the title to your chapter?
Odyssey to my dreams. So I love it. I was like, I wanted to use my name, but I was like, nah, I don't want to use Odessa. So I said, let me use the other word for it, is Odyssey. So it means long journey. So it's long journey to my dreams.
Yeah.
So culinary school was very challenging because it's a dominant male field. And I talk more about it in the book. It's like, it was very challenging. I went down to Miami to live with my dad because at that time my dad had, I had another sister, and I wanted to help him with her. And I really wanted to go to culinary school down there because they had they were partnered with Disney. And if y'all don't know, I'm a big fan of Disney. Like, you see me, I got Disney stuff.
Ohana, I see it. Ohana.
Right, there you go.
By the way, Ohana means family.
Exactly.
No one's left behind. I forgot the slogan, but there you go. There you go. I love it. I love Disney too.
I am a big Disney fan, so I always saw myself as working for Disney. I didn't know, like, when I planned my path of what I was going to go to culinary school, work for Disney in the culinary field, like Disney World and stuff like that. Stuff happens. Life changed, but I don't regret any of it. What I went through, it's just I realized the journey you going down, it will expand more, and you don't realize it. It gets scary. I was scared to get off the path a little bit, but going to culinary school, I had a lot of chefs that was like, a lot of the females weren't going to graduate, and especially the French chefs, they weren't really into us, the females. And I remember it was like 30 of us in my class. And by the end of it, they combined classes. And it was like from my class, it was like three or four of us that graduated. And we still talk to this day. I didn't go to Disney because I choked on the program interview, but it led me to work at the stadium and other places, and led me to work in the school system. I'm still doing my culinary thing. It's just I'm not doing that automatic. Everybody thinks, oh, you're working in a restaurant and stuff. I am working with cafeteria, public schools, and now I have my own business where I cater to people. So I like the new path I'm on. So it's just, it's a difference. And it's okay to get off that path. But as long as you have a path that does help you and lead you into the right direction.
Well, I think a lot of times is really that journey, or what is the vision? Like, where do I want to be between now and whatever period of time, right? And it may not be as you were thinking of it or painting the idea, yet the vision is more or less the same. You're still within the same path at the end of the day. And it seems that that's kind of where you're at. Talk about, one of your biggest obstacles is you are a single mom. And so being a single mom, going through that, if you want to share more of that, and then just kind of dealing with that, because I can already see how challenging that might have been to balance. Let me be the best mom I could be. Let me go to school. Let me, do all these different things, learn, and the idea of you want to be a chef, yet you didn't want to be a business owner, yet you are now doing a business. So let's talk about all of those challenges.
So I got pregnant when I was in culinary school, and I was with my son's father. It didn't work out, but it was like my son, when he was born, he had speech delay and needed physical therapy. And I was like, well, I can't work in a restaurant because you work so many hours and stuff like that. So it was like, okay, I need an income, but I also got to take care of my son. So it was really hard to say, you know what, I'm gonna have to put my dream on hold. And I didn't want to be, because people that usually do that, they don't go back to it. They just use their excuse of, well, I had a kid, so that's why I didn't go back. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to still have that still go for it, but I wanted to take care of my son and what we needed done. So I had to go find a steady job that I could provide for him, but also provide for him and take care of me also. So I got into the school system, and it was challenging. I worked multiple jobs, and after I got him steady to a point where he was more independent, I was like, you know what, it's time to work on me. So I decided to go back to school, and it was challenging, but I would definitely say I did have to have the courage to ask for help. And my mom was there to help me. My friends from work and my friends from personal life, they all came to help me watch my son. And I just had to work and work and work. And I did it for like 4 years, and I graduated with honors. So a lot of people don't believe that. Like, I did graduate with honors. And even the people in the school system, the college, were surprised about that too. Where I help give input on the school for single parents, so which is great. But yeah, it was really challenging. It was really hard to had to put it on the back burner, but remember to bring it forward.
Right. Yeah. And I'm sure your son had a lot to do with you pushing forward, moving, keep marching forward, right? Yet, what's your advice to those people that might be going through a challenge, whatever that might be? Maybe they're going through a divorce, or they're separating from this relationship, or they got fired from a job, right? And a lot of times we have this idea of what's the purpose? Like, people get into the idea of, I don't want to keep going forward, or every effort that I make, it seems like it's just not gonna give me what I want. What would be your advice to those people to not give up and continue to move forward, or to do something about the situation?
Okay, so I would tell people this, because this is what I had to learn. Life is not perfect. You're always going to have obstacles. It is your responsibility to decide if that blockage is going to stop you or you're going to break through it. It is going to hurt. I'm not going to lie, there's been times where I cried in a corner, had my moment of crying because I was so stressed. I did get therapy. You know, I would advise people, if you're going through a trauma, like going through something, to go seek help to help you through the process, especially if you're by yourself. But I would say every obstacle, it's a learning experience. I see it more of, I'm into video games. So I see it as, to reach your next level, you gotta beat that big person before you go through that, you know, that next level situation. So when you have that situation, I say, get through it, you know, take charge and go suck it up. If you gotta ask for help, because I know a lot of people think you ask for help, that's weakness. Asking for help makes it that you admit you have a situation and you need help. So I tell people, just go act, like go for it, go past it. Cause I would tell you, I've been through some horrible situations to the point where now, like, I'm really enjoying life. Like, never got excited about the weekends. I didn't enjoy the weekends. Like, I'm literally enjoying the weekends, even though I work still a lot. It's my choice, but it's not a drama. It's not a tough situation I couldn't go through. But I would tell people, if you're going through something, if you're going through a challenge, that's basically saying you got to learn and you got to evolve to get to the next step, to the next place you got to be. So don't see it as a bad situation. See it as a upgrade.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, and you said you got to learn, you got to grow out of it, or not grow out of it, grow through it. You got to grow through it, right? There's this one thing, right? Anything we're going through life, don't just go through it. You got to grow through it. One thing that I love that you mentioned here is life would always be tough, but your job is to defeat it and not let it defeat you. I think that's pretty amazing, because it's true. Like, you know, we go through all these different challenges. We go through all these different things, and we got to be able to maybe just surrender, not surrender to give up, surrender to accept, surrender to say, okay, what are the choices and the decisions that I'm making today that are going to impact the quality of life that I have tomorrow, right? What is that one thing? And a lot of times we tend to blame the society. We tend to blame everybody and their mother. And the answer is like, nah, it's nobody's fault. I like what you said. Take responsibility and then take it from there. Like, just take that responsibility. Odessa, I want to talk to you about the book, right? I think that this is definitely something amazing, you know, for people to be able to go out and put a story out and be able to, you know, empower or inspire, or even depend on the story, is also a form of being able to connect with other people, right? And be able to, for them to know that they're not here by themselves. For you, what was the whole reason you wanted to be an author? Which, by the way, and I'll say it again, not just an author, you're a bestseller in the US and Canada. That book did pretty good ratings, and that's amazing, right? What was for you that idea? Is it something you want to check off your list and say, you know what, I did it, a self-accomplishment, or how was it for you?
So for me to decide this, it was, I want people to know everybody is watching you, right? Any obstacles, you may have that support system, or you may have those people that are just plain old jealous of you. And I would say this, as many times as I went through my journey, people would be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you went through that. I didn't know that. And I saw you go through it. So I was like, well, since you can do it, I can do it. So I was like, that's just a small group of people I know in this area. So when you were like, hey, you want to do it? I was like,
right, yeah.
Why not let no more people know about me? So I just decided, let me go ahead and just give it out to the world. Because apparently people were watching me. They may not say something. Like, I know people, like, you post on social media, people don't respond. But come to find out, people are watching you. They may not respond or like or make a comment, but they still watching. So
Right.
I was like, you know what? Let me put my story out there because I'm like, I'm not ashamed of it. I am glad I went through it because I learned a lot and I'm still learning. And, and now I'm to the point where if it's a challenge about to happen, I get excited about the challenge because now I'm ready for it because I know I'm about to learn something from it. That means I need to learn something. So I don't take it as a negative now. I turned it as a positive and I enjoyed my challenge.
Yeah.
Like, bring it on.
Right. No, that's awesome. No, I love it. I love it. It's definitely it's something good to be able to go back and give something to the world, right? So let's talk about your business. So you do catering. Is it just locally in your area? What kind of catering do you do? If people, I don't know, they have a party next week and they want to, get you.
Right.
What do you do?
So my business is in like these DMV area, so DC, Maryland, Virginia. If you want me to cater, I offer, but it's a small group because right now it's just me. I am working to expand to have a staff, but for right now it's just me. So I do like small little caterings, 10 to 15 people. If you want larger, I'm not going to be serving. It's more of me providing the food and y'all serve it yourselves. I have done that. So I do the catering personal chef. So people don't like, my slogan is, if you don't feel like cooking, contact Odessas Home Cooking. Because
There you go. I love it.
I got that because of my mother. So I wish my mom had a business that was, because people, when they think of personal chef, they think it's for the rich,
right?
And my business is catered for mostly working people, single, especially single moms. Like if you call me, I'll work something out to help you out and make something for you. So you're not ordering takeout because it's not healthy in my business. I'm catering to your diet restrictions and everything. So say like I have like one friend that she's health conscious and she does not want to buy the roasted chicken from the supermarket. She will contact me and be like, hey, I need a roasted chicken so she could meal prep. I will make the roasted chicken for her and drop it off. So it's more whatever you want. I arrange it and I'll drop it off whatever time. I could drop it off at your house or I could drop it off at your job. You just let me know. All you got to do is take it, go home, and you eat a healthy, balanced meal. I do offer customized cookies. So the cookies will be made from scratch. I do vegan. I do sugar-free. I did a lot of people with diabetes, they ask for sugar-free cookies. So I make the cookie dough. And it's a nice party thing for the kids to do, especially when it starts them learning to cook. So I make them cookie dough and then they can go bake it at home. So you get the cookie dough. I am working on the shipping, but right now I'm just dropping, but I'm eventually going to work on, I can ship it off. And you can just let me know what kind of cookies you want. I got you. I'll make it.
Pretty soon we might see that cookie dough all over the supermarkets in the US.
Yes. So, and the difference between people asking, well, why can't I just go to the supermarket and get the cookie dough? It's because I customized it for your liking. It is the cookie dough is the basic in the supermarket. It's just a basic standard basic cookie dough. Say you like, because I have a friend that does not like chocolate chip cookies, but she likes the chocolate chip dough. I know it sounds weird. Yeah. So she'll ask for, can I have the chocolate chip cookie dough, but without the chips? Who says that? Her. And and she loves it. I think it's weird. I've heard some crazy concoctions. And you come up with the cookie. If you want to create your own cookie dough, you let me know. And I will even name it and make it a special. I'll offer, because I got a friend that created a kitchen sink and it was a diabetes cookie. I told him that, but he loved it. But I sold it, But
Wow.
it's nice for people to be creative. So,
Right.
and then I do cooking classes. I do offer virtual cooking classes, so you could be all over the world, and we
Okay.
could do cooking classes. I do it for all ages, even for people with disabilities. I do work with people with disabilities also. So, yeah.
Wow. How do you do all this? I mean, it seems like you have a lot going on, and how do you balance all of these things and stay focused with all that?
I would say this: the greatest ever creation is a planner. If it wasn't for this thing,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
if it wasn't for a planner,
Yeah.
I couldn't do it because I cannot memorize it all in my head.
Right.
But I carry this thing everywhere around. I tell people this is the time I'm available, and people respect that. And that's what I love about working with people, and they understanding that I am busy, and they know I do other things. So they're really open to like a time frame. So when you order food, I always tell people to tell me at least a day in advance. You can't do day of, only because I'm making everything from scratch and nothing's coming from a can. So that's the only thing with me. But if I do have an order that day and you need something, I'm telling you, this is what I'm making that day. Do you want it? Yes or no? So I do have that little leeway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's.
So, Odessa, if people wanted to contact you, connect with you, maybe they want to know more about, in your local area about the cooking, how can people get a hold of you? Where can they find you?
So I am on Facebook, Instagram. I have Odessas.home.cooking has its own page, and Odessa Davis also has its own page. So you can just hit me up and you'll find me. My son told me, he Googled me and my name popped up. Like, he was surprised. He was like,
Nice.
Mom!
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. That means you've been doing a lot of great things in your social media, because it's not easy to just be up there. So that's pretty awesome.
Right, exactly. Because he typed my name and he's like, Mom, you're the first one that pops up. I felt odd. I was like, are you sad? He's like, no, that's cool.
No, that's awesome. No, that's good. And so same thing, like if anybody wants to get an autographed copy of your book, they can contact you through your social media, and you can definitely talk to them about that how they can get the book and all that stuff. So no, that's awesome. Let me ask you something. Do you have any habits, anything you do that you must do every day that kind of helps you stay in this very, like you said, you enjoy life, right? So that helps you being positive, or just really getting by the day. Do you do anything specifically? Tony Robbins refers to them as rituals, or habits. Do you do anything?
It's more of this wake up on a positive note.
Okay.
I make sure I wake up and not be grumpy in the morning.
Yep.
I see everything as a positive. Like, that's why people just look at me like I'm crazy. Like, Odessa, how are you still happy? And you just went, well, I guess, it is what it is. I'm not gonna, like, that's where you become miserable and you can't move forward. So I just wake up and just go through my day, and it's a new day. It's because I like to draw, so it's like a new page. In a sketchbook, and I'm just creating something new, so that whatever happened that next day, so I just see it as a brand new day, and go from there.
Nice. No, I definitely love it. My last question for you before I let you go, for the people that are watching us or listening to us, if they are going through any challenge, whatever challenge that might be, what is one thing you can say that they can start doing to overcome that challenge?
Accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Accept it. Don't take it as go full 180, like 100, like just go straight mad, like go 100 and get pissed, and because all it's going to do is make you worse. I would say accept the challenge and say, bring it on. That's what I would say. Don't let it beat you. I always say you get something that you can handle. well, the new person can handle it. You right now can't handle it. But once you overcome it, you're like, man, that was easy. Okay, what's next? So
Yeah.
that's what I tell people.
No, that, I like that. I mean, I think there's definitely a deeper meaning on that. Just the fact of being able to accept whatever that might be. And, I think sometimes we're like, no, I cannot believe this. I cannot. And I know it's not easy. For sure, it's not easy. It's, maybe you like, again, you lost your job, or your boyfriend, girlfriend left you, or whatever that might be. Or, I don't know, the doctor give you bad news. And sometimes we're so hung up on why. And I like the idea, accept that, and taking it further. I think also comes down to realizing that things are not happening to you, they're happening for you. And so what is the lesson, or what can I do here to make that better? Because again, we are here today and we are gone tomorrow. And so where do we want to be, right? Yeah.
Exactly. And you don't want to hold grudges, because that will eat you alive. And, you don't want to go, like, say if you're going tomorrow, I don't want you to be like, oh, and regret, or if somebody passed and you had like a grudge against them, don't hold that grudge. Like, just go through it, just say what you gotta say, your piece, but don't hold a grudge. That's my other thing. Do not hold a grudge. If people are who they are, you can't change them. You can only do, what can I do to deal with that particular person or that situation? You just gotta learn how to handle it, and that's how it goes.
Yep. No, I love it. I definitely love it. Well, Odessa, anything else you might want to say before I let you go?
Just say hi, everybody.
Yeah.
And contact me. I always help. I advocate a lot. So Benefit Cliff, food insecurity, I talk in front of Congress, I love speaking for the little people. And, if you got a situation, just contact me. I'll try my best to help you through it. But it's nice to have that person to talk to about it, so you don't feel alone. So I just want to say, yeah, I'll be that support system. Everybody needs a support system.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Well, Odessa, thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate this conversation with you today.
Oh, it was great. It was fun.
Awesome. And for the rest of you guys, do me a favor. Please make sure that you connect and follow us on your favorite podcast platform. Go ahead and check out Odessa. Connect with her on social media. Go get her book. Contact her. Go get her catering services. You just never know when you're going to need this stuff, right, guys? So I'll see you guys at the next episode of You Can Overcome Anything podcast show.
Hi, I'm CesarRespino, real estate investor, business coach, and consultant, and author of the book, You Can Overcome Anything, Even When the World Says No. My number is 424-501-6046. In my book, I talk about making the necessary changes to shift your mind for prosperity and certainty. Pick up your copy at Amazon. I also love helping families with their real estate and can purchase your house fast and all cash. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. My number is 424-501-6046.
Thank you for having me today. I am so glad you've tuned into this podcast. You can find me at your favorite podcast platform where you can like, subscribe, comment, and share. And to learn more about myself, my services, you can find me at www.CesarRespino.com, or you can also find me at your social media. Thanks for joining me, and I am looking forward to having you at the next episode. And know you truly can overcome anything.